shot, Farron Fox. How y'all doing? Hello, everybody. I guess people were expecting it on Sunday, weren't they? Like people were talking last week. This is not clickbait from the Joe Biden Twitter account. It's so real. Y'all, we've never been, it might be Jover, but we are back. It has never been more Jover / we have never been more back. If the goddamn Twitter image loads. Come on. Is this real? It is real. It is all real so far. Yep, here we are, everybody. Coconut Gang, let's go. Unburdened by what has been and what will be. I'm feeling, y'all, I don't know about you. I am feeling quite unburdened right now. The unburdening has begun. Like you cannot, yesterday Trump was talking at a rally and his nickname for Kamala is Laughin' Kamala. Like, he's got nothing on her. Nothing that isn't actually, like, extremely racist, probably. But, like, Democratic liberal establishment, we are back, okay? Preserving the status quo establishment, we're so back. We've never been more back. We interrupt your evil watch party to bring you this breaking news. Oh, yeah, I forgot it's Joe Sliden, thank God. Solarlander, thank you for tier 1 for 9 months. Goodness gracious. Happy quitting day. Hell yeah. I just got done with the premiere of the new video on YouTube, which you haven't checked it out. Go over to YouTube, check out the new video for the dog shit Christian National What If the Bible Was Illegal movie. Very good video of mine, if I do say so myself. I literally just opened up Twitter and this is the first thing I saw and I'm like, there's fucking no way. Like, I'm like, because yesterday Biden was saying, he made a statement that, he's planning to run. So I need to go get a glass of water real quick and then I'm gonna be back and then we're gonna read the letter that he just put out on Twitter. Already 13.1 million views in like 15 minutes. Let's fucking go. Water break. I mean, the replacement has got to be Kamala. CNN update and told the boyfriend immediately. Yeah, I was just talking. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to send this to my mom, actually. Because I was just talking to my mom the other day. And my mom was like, no, there's no way he'd drop out. And I'm like, yeah, there's such a way. No, not Hillary. No, not Hillary. I will, like, yo. Like, I will go Kamala for the memes, not Hillary. Nuh-uh. Nar. Hillary would be, like, actually detrimental. There's too much shit with Hillary. No, it's Kamala. Like, all of the... All right, let's start looking up real quick. Sophie, thank you for $2. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? All right, let's read the statement first, right? Let's go through this, and then we can get everything else going. Thank you. I know somebody just signed up for Prime. Trash Addy, thank you for subscribing with Prime. It is not over yet. Not over yet. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. From the desk of Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this would have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Let's fucking go. Let's go. It's Jover, everybody. I will speak to the nation later this week to in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work, and let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah, so everybody else, I'm feeling, I don't know about you, I'm feeling pretty unburdened by what has been. Myself, feeling moderately unburdened by what has been. And what has yet to be. Or whatever the fuck she said. Irish DC 95, thank you for 300 biddies. Excited with nervous anticipation, like anal sex, something you will also get once every 4 years. Phantrasmal, thank you very much. Excuse me. For the tier 1 sub, converted from a Prime sub to a tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. So I think Kamala is the obvious choice, right? Like, let's go through, because I know that some people are going to 9 hours ago. All right, yeah. I'm sure this, I want to go in because I don't remember where the polls are from, but there have been a number of polls talking about Kamala. Fuck it, I'm coconut pilled. I just want this to stop, said one well-known Democratic operative, referring to the online meme that has taken off. A vice president telling a story of her mother saying, "You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?" Internal polls show that Harris would at least be more helpful to boosting Democratic enthusiasm, and aiding down-ballot races are getting passed around. Arguments that she would be fastest to put together a campaign are landing harder. Daydreams of her making a more active and vigorous case against Donald Trump are taking root. I love that. Fuck it, I'm coconut pilled. That's great. That should be a shirt. Fuck it, I'm coconut pilled. It's just, oh, it's, man. I can't tell if we're more or less cooked. We're less cooked. We are less cooked. Holographic J, thank you for subscribing with Prime. CNN R69, thank you for following. Holding off talking about hypotheticals as Biden aides say he plans to get back on the camp. Wouldn't it be so fucking funny if somebody wrote that for him? If Biden just has no idea about this shit? That's not what's happening. But some Democrats believe even with the threat of early ballot deadlines could be settled on the convention. No, see, so now there actually is, because Biden has been the presumptive candidate for Dems. And now there actually is the opportunity to like have an upset at the convention with however they run their delegation, which I don't believe they've already taken all those votes and stuff. I respected your opinion, but if you can't understand how this is a terrible decision, I don't know what to tell you. This is so fucking bad. Literally every person on Capitol Hill, every major mainstream news commentator, every non-mainstream news commentator, anybody with a lick of sense who has seen Biden's last performances would disagree with you. Like, sorry, that's just the country does not want somebody who is like too old and enfeebled to rule. They're funded by billionaires who were being fucked by Biden. What? Like you have, I cannot imagine Kamala is much more popular than Biden, but you have two broadly unpopular candidates running against each other. And if you can get one that isn't Trump or Biden, who has like a level of mental acuity on the field, then fuck yes, I'm going to take whatever will keep Trump. And because here's the thing people do not understand about the Trump movement, and other people have noted this. I talked about it in my CPAC video. But Donald Trump is on the downswing. Like, MAGA will continue in one form or another, right? There are going to be people like Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. There is now an open streak of right-wing nationalism in this country that is not going to go away anytime soon. It's just not. And it's probably going to get worse. You have people like Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, who are going to be trying to vie for that next big Trumpian spot. But they don't have whatever dark magnetic riz Trump has. I don't understand it. I've never understood it. But whatever charisma that he carries, that he is able to whip his cult into a fervor over, nobody else has that. But also, Trump and his entire movement are fucking tired. Like, the man himself is tired. It is getting old. They are just going on tour now and just playing the hits. There is nothing new to it. If he is not elected this time, I sincerely don't think anybody will be around in 4 more years to give a fuck about him, outside of his most ardent, sycophantic supporters. This is do or die time for the MAGA movement. So literally whatever the fuck it takes to break them, I am on board with. If it has to be another lib, cuck, progressive, status quo, standard bearer politician like Kamala, who's not going to do anything, who has a shitty track record, I'm fucking fine with that, because it means that we at least get 4 more years of slight breathing room to figure out something fucking better than Trump. To go up against something that will not just openly be grabbing for fascism. Hopefully. I can't tell what's going to happen in 4 years. Demon Fox Akira, thank you for $2. I'll gladly vote Harris. MAGA will flip. Irish CC, thank you for the 100 biddies. Feel like there will also be the accolade of being the first woman president without the baggage Clinton had, and hopefully not the only thing she runs on. No, I don't think it'll be the only thing she runs on. I think she probably, like, I believe she has her own platforms. Before, like, in the election that got her VP, she had her own thing. Yeah. Trump is older now than Biden was when Republicans were saying Biden is too old. Nothing more to say. Well, he'll be in his 80s by next election, I believe. He's what, 76, 77? 78. Yeah, he'll be 82. Like, by the next election. So take this opportunity. Biden writers about context understanders are in coconut pill for 4 terms. Yeah. Like, but there's also, there's something to be said for Kamala being of an entirely different generation. Like, she's what, in her late 40s, 50s? '59? Damn, she looks good for 59. Holy shit. Damn, really? 59? Holy shit. God damn. Shit. She's a cop. Everybody in government is a cop. Everybody in government is a cop. I don't know how to tell this to you. Anybody who gets elected is a cop. Like, you don't see elected politicians out there all advocating to dismantle the police department. Any elected politician, doesn't matter if it's Bernie or AOC, the most radical we get will still praise cops. Like, her having a history in law enforcement, immaterial to the issue at hand. Right, but she's a cop. You know what we mean and what our issue is. No, I don't. Like, everybody's a cop. Like, do you think anybody on Capitol Hill is going to say a bad word about police officers? Turtle Chew Motu, I'd like to vote for a politician who hasn't aged into AARP. Yeah. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? That would be bonkers. Straight Edge 818, I thought Black Don't Crack was a meme until I found out my coworker was 60 and I thought she was 40. Yeah, it's not a meme. It's not a meme. Sam Jackson is 75 years old. 75. 75. Marvel's going to have him work until he's 90. Like, look at Sam Jackson. Trump is what, 4 years older? Three years older. Yeah, Sam Jackson, there's a 3 years age difference between Trump and Samuel L. Jackson. So yeah, Democratic consensus solidifying around Kamala. And I want to talk about like the other picks that there could be, because I know that there are probably going to be, the U.S. is non-binary. I mean, so he is not stepping down from the presidency. That's the important thing, which, like, no duh, there still needs to be a president. He is stepping back, in his words, best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My intention to seek nomination. Ground T is subscribed. Thank you for subbing. And if there are people, is Kamala more pro-Palestinian? Honestly, no fucking idea. Probably not. Alexis Van Doom, thank you for $5. Let's go. I think it will be Harrison, Evers, Whitmer, or Shapiro to lock down the Rust Belt. I want Evers because he's a great trans ally. Let me look up Evers. I don't know his first name. I've heard all three of those last names. Is it Tony Evers? I've heard all three of those last names. I've especially heard the other one. What was that one you just said? Whitmer, I've heard thrown around a lot. Hammock, thank you for 7 months. And I want to say, like, from Politica. Oh, Hidden Marty, thank you. Come here. Do you think a Kamala victory could open the door to more progressive candidates in the future? I hope so. Like, I mean, that is the hope, right? Like, that is the doomer pill that everybody has been on for this entire election cycle. As far as like 3 years ago, where I feel everybody saw it in the tea leaves, like, oh fuck, it's going to be Biden versus Trump round 2 in 4 years. Like that was what everybody has been doomer about, and that has been this is the upset I think that is truly needed to reinvigorate an entire Democratic base, because so many people have been, and we've had the arguments over like, well, I'm not, if I have to vote and my choices are between Trump and Biden, I'm just not voting, or I'm voting third party. And it's like, the choice is bigger than that, considering the gravity, the severity of what Trump wants to enact, in particular as it applies to Democrats pursuing office and progressive candidates pursuing office afterwards. Like, as much as people want to talk about, and the things in Project 2025 and Agenda 47 are dire in terms of enforcing like Christian nationalism, enforcing things like outlawing pornography, abortion rights, stuff like that. Those are things that generally could be undone, right? A presidential order can wipe some of that stuff away. The truly dire aspects of Trump's plans have less to do with that and more to do with cementing the foundation of a fully right-wing, autonomous, like, intergovernment. Like a level of buffering from any progressives to be able to rule anywhere in the country in an effective manner. Like, that is what's at stake. And so I don't know what the next 4 years have in store, but the idea that I would be like cheering for Biden, who has been like, I'm sorry, he's been flagging in the polls. It's not just me. I'm not just saying this to be like ride or die not going with Biden. I'm saying this because I watched his interview with Stephanopoulos. We watched it together. I watched his debate performance. I watched his apologies for those debate performances. I watched when he fucking came out and fucked up Vice President Trump. Like, it has been one after the other after the other. And then now you're telling me that he gets COVID and so he's going to take, what, 2 weeks off from campaigning right now? When Kamala or somebody else could be campaigning during that time? I'm not going to get behind him for comfort. Yeah, Mrs. Camp Perry, I think Kamala does have a chance of winning the election. Because the part of Trump being Trump is that he is an alienating personality, especially after 4 years. There are so many people who just don't like Trump because he's Trump, right? But at the same time, don't like Biden because things haven't been that great under Biden. And also, he hasn't shown that he's prepared for another 4 fucking years of this job. This is what I've been saying the whole time. People don't, like, as involved as everybody here is with politics, I'm assuming, if you're watching this, or as involved as I am in keeping track of politics, because it's like my job. So many people, I would say a overwhelming majority of Americans, take politics in through cultural osmosis, right? The majority of people cannot tell you what is happening in Israel or Palestine right now. They cannot tell you the difference between Trump and Biden's economic policies. They can tell you the jokes they hear about the president on Saturday Night Live or from local stand-up comedians. The random shot across the bow articles that will come across their Twitter feed talking about Biden's mental acuity. Is he flagging? Is he able to make it 4 more years? All of these things worm their way into the great subconscious of America through media, through social media. And it's that kind of stuff. It's that kind of thing where, like, everybody knew when Bush said nuclear weapons, right? And everybody had a George H.W. Bush impression, because that's what every stand-up comedian had back in the day. Like, not necessarily active in politics, but you know if a president is broadly embarrassing, ill-fitting, or if that's the public narrative. And that sways people so much. Just the simple illusion of competency. The idea that somebody looks good and can speak well in front of a camera At the end of the day, that is what so many people want elected. Because unfortunately, a lot of comfortable people in America, and granted, I think we're getting to a point where a lot of people are less comfortable. A lot of people are starting to wonder, hey, why are rich people making more money? I'm not making any money. Why can't I afford just regular bills working full time? Why can't I afford a house and with a yard and a kid like my parents did? I think more people are slipping over to that edge, which is a separate issue. But by and large, there are still so many people who just want to go about their lives and not really think about politics because it's complicated. There's a lot to it. And they just want to hire somebody that they think will be competent and will just get the job done. And if Kamala can convince people that she's that candidate, she absolutely can beat Trump. You must change the notification sound to the Kamala lap. Neurotrek, thank you. Aram Memnock, thank you for following. Kami Wim, thank you for following. I am the Batsy and Scare Lupus and Bellicose Bellsprout. I am the Batsy, thank you for Prime. And Wintry, thank you for Prime. Kamala Harris pushes White House to be more based. Fucking based. Underscores how Democrats are walking a fine line between pro-Israel and pro-Palestine. This was 1214. Wants the White House to show more concern publicly for humanitarian damage in Gaza, where Israel locked in a bloody and prolonged battle with Hamas. According to 3 people familiar with Harris's comments. See, that's another... Okay, then I'm... If that could actually see... Here's another thing, and this is just a cursory guess, right? This is pure speculation. But Biden comes from an era of specific Israel loyalty. And we have seen that time and time again. Like his loyalty towards Israel, unflinching, unquestioning, because they're an ally. And especially since the time he was like relevant, like they always have been. Even as he's expressed, and you know, there will be people coming out like Biden staffers say he's expressed frustration with Netanyahu. And I know Biden is just swearing up and down. He's like, fucking come on, Bibi, cut me a break here. Like, just stop killing civilians for a little bit. I do not think Kamala is cut from the same cloth. And the fact that she is showing this, and granted, this was in December, right? This was just a couple months into the campaign that Israel is currently waging. But I think this shows a lot of promise. And the reason why, if we haven't heard, because this is the first time hearing of this, I believe the reason why is probably because, especially during an election season, you don't want your inner circle to feel discordant. You don't want people to know that, oh, there's dissension in the ranks, that people are disagreeing about these big policy decisions. You need everybody to feel united. And so that's why I'm willing to bet we haven't heard more about this. And I really hope we hear more. If Kamala gets the nom, she will probably be able to debate. I would love to hear, I think that is probably where we would hear the most about this in a actual manner. But like, yo, if she's pro-Palestine and in more of a way than simply saying, oh, we need to give Israel the money it needs to go in and do that stuff, and we need, like, if she is actually somebody willing to set her fucking foot down and stop Netanyahu and say, hey, no more fucking aid over this, uncritical support. I mean, you know, with caveats, obviously, but like, fuck, man. Imperfect Rebus, thank you for subscribing at tier 1. Please accept an It's Jover from me, goats. Lane Kaplan, the Jewish Americans for Peace don't have the funding that the Hawks do because the Hawks get paid by evangelicals, which is insane. Yeah, I've been working on, one thing I've been researching slowly is looking into evangelical ties between, because there is a huge Christian dominionism movement supporting Israel, which is insane for so many reasons, but evangelicals make a lot of fucking money. and support a lot of political movements. And I've been working low key, and I want to see if James and Jen from Fundy Fridays would want to team up on a video about this. But I would like to do a video looking at the evangelical ties between, or the ties between American evangelicals and particularly anti-LGBT hate movements that have spread like a cancer throughout Africa in the last like 20 or 30 years, because they're tied together like this, like people being killed over there specifically because of the money coming from over here is fucking wild. Ooh, thank you, Hidden Martyr. Let me get that. Oh God. Okay. Jackie says, thank you for $2. It is Jover. I believe it's fully Jover. Yes. Kamala Harris issues sharp rebuke of Israel over humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. That is the most extreme thing that has come out of the White House. Why is, I mean, like, I know why this isn't more mainstream fucking news. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has bluntly called out Israel for not doing enough to ease a humanitarian catastrophe. Immediate ceasefire in Gaza and urged Hamas to accept a deal. Blah, blah, blah. She directed the bulk of her comments at Israel into what appeared to be the sharpest rebuke yet by a senior leader in the U.S. government over the conditions in the coastal enclave. People in Gaza are starving. The conditions are inhumane and our common humanity compels us to act. The Israeli government must do more to significantly increase the flow of aid. No excuses. Israel must open new border crossings, not impose unnecessary restrictions. More food, water, and fuel can reach those in need. Do I think this will hurt her chances? No. I think again, like Joe Biden's dislike, not even dislike, I don't think Joe Biden has real feelings, of course, like towards Hamas and like the you know, abstract specter of Middle Eastern terrorists. Like every American politician is like, yes, no, we stand against Hamas and ISIS and Al Qaeda and like any other one that falls in their mind into the same group. Like Joe Biden's against them, pro-Israel. But Palestine and being pro-Palestinian is growing in popularity by the day. Like the success of social media towards affecting, changing people's minds on the Palestine issue, I don't think people realize how much it is. Hello, dog. Hello. My dog is just resting her little chin on my leg. All right. The United States carried out its first airdrop of aid. Hamas claims it wants a ceasefire while there's a deal on the table. And as we have said, Hamas needs to agree to that deal, Harris said. This was before Israel turned down the ceasefire, I guess. I think, just based on this, I hope. And granted, and that's the thing with politicians, right? Like, the best thing you can really do is just hope. But I hope, I deeply, deeply hope. Like, this is already more condemnation than we've seen from Joe Biden at all. And I hope, I don't know if she'll run on it, but I hope that means she would at least want to put more pressure on Bibi. Yeah. Majestic Direwolf, as a lawyer, she may be more familiar with international law, which is not on the side of Israel. Yeah. Example, the ICJ's opinions. Yeah. I think any body, any legal body looking at what Israel is doing is going to charge them with war crimes right now. Who would be a good VP pick? Let's go look. Because I know that other people have, they've talked about them in the chat a little bit. And so I have not been keeping abreast on them, unfortunately, because yesterday, like, here's the thing. Yesterday, I thought it was more Jover in Jover derogatory, right? Jover bad. Today, it's Jover positive, affirmative. And so I wasn't even looking into, because I know other people have been speculating on VP candidates and stuff, and I've been trying to a little bit draw away from politics, just a skosh, just a little bit. Had to come over from YouTube chat. The moderation is letting actual Nazis run wild. What the fuck is going on? All right, let me see YouTube chat. Charles, thank you for $5. I found your channel recently and have been really impressed. Oh, thank you. Also, I am over the moon that the Dems aren't rolling over now. It may be a race. Yeah, like that is the thing, is that it wasn't a race before in any way that really mattered. You can work on YouTube if I need. Fox really runs Canadian election cycles. Who would be a good VP pick? Bernie Sanders. I think on paper Bernie sounds better than execution. Not because I don't think Bernie would want to get stuff done. Bernie is a extremely popular candidate, especially with progressives. But Bernie is old. Like, Bernie is old. Like, I feel like you are walking into the same kind of trap with Joe Biden. There is a reason that Bernie hasn't even tried to run anything this year. Like, not even independent. No, I think, like, he doesn't want it. He spoke last election about how he would not seek another election. Beshear, Kentucky governor, I've heard about that. Yeah, I'm trying to mod. Seriously, where are you? Make people, because if she doesn't offer something there, she's in the same position as Biden, and it was hurting him. I mean, like, here's the thing. Literally saying anything, like removing aid, putting stipulations on the aid to Israel, saying like, hey, you have to do, like, doing anything would be better than Biden. Okay, Mo, thank you for 2 months. Best news this election cycle. Actually, some excitement now, hopefully. Yeah. Egoist, anarchist, puppy girl, thank you for $5. The uncommitted movement gained so much steam in swing states, Biden would have been toast. Yeah. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's going to be a close race, I think, even with one person. I don't see them. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track on who's in chat. Schroeder. Bernie. Yeah, I think Buttigieg needs like a couple more years before he should run for anything in there. All right, I'm gonna go figure out something with chat. Female to male trannies are gross. Okay. Oh, are you ever here from Synthetic Man's chat? Is that what's happening? Adorable. All right, let me see. Sorry, there's 1.2K people in chat right now. Yeah, History's actor. You are now modded. So it is written, so it shall be done. History's actor, go for it. Robert Schroeder. All right, let me see if I can find Robert Schroeder again. Yeah, ban the fuck out of people if they're posting slurs and shit. AOC would be... AOC is still, again, widely popular with a younger demographic for sure, but I think, like, you're gonna want a dude. Like, unfortunately, there is something to be said for the optics of a first woman, not candidate, but first woman president, where even on the lib side, there are going to be dudes who, whether they admit it or not, they aren't gonna want a woman-woman ticket. They just aren't. Where the fuck are you? Damn, thank you, History's actor. You're getting in those fast. Areno, thank you for $5. Thanks for keeping the community healthy. I am trying. I am trying. AOC should be old enough. What's the Office of President's, what, 39? 34? I guess not. Damn. I thought it was 35. Ah, okay. Yeah, she's just barely. It would be fine. It would work out. Sylveon EXE. What is going on here? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, History's Actor, for keeping an eye on the chat. I appreciate it. I usually, so everybody knows, or everybody who's been in my chat knows that I don't usually stream this early, but y'all, shit keeps happening. Shit keeps popping off. So, I have to keep streaming. So, thank you all. I usually, when I stream, it's like 5 or 6, and my mods will be here. But when I just hop on like this and there's not any mods, I appreciate everybody for sticking with it over on the YouTube chat. I love AOC, but she's not a strong. No, I don't. I think AOC's popularity is flagged a bit. Like in her defense, there's only so much one representative can do. But like, yeah. Like what are you gonna say? Shouldn't be more than it should. Cory Booker sucks for one. Kamala was a pig. The establishment hates all the actual leftists. Who brought up Cory Booker? Anthony Girardi, thank you for $5. At the very least, this nukes any RNC bump. Also, my pick is Shapiro from PA or Evers. Yeah, so let's go look at the possible VP picks. No fewer than a dozen options have been floated by various pundits. I'm sure they'll all be in here. Oh, is this just all of them? Okay. Are we going to go through the actual people or... Nope. Okay, cool. So I'll have to look them up and see what their things are. All right, let's do Daniel Casino, professor of government and politics at Dickinson University, FDU. 3 basic strategies. Pick a politician from a critical swing state. Pick someone who balances out the presidential candidate in terms of demographics, religion, and ideology, or pick a candidate who magnifies the... Yeah, like, this is what I've been saying the whole time about just, like, optics. Yeah, the convention is a little under a month out, I believe. Let me see when the date. Yeah, August 19 to 20. So just like a couple days under a month. All right. Older and more liberal. Elizabeth Warren. No. Do not. No. Nar. The other thing that you don't want is you don't want somebody who Trump or the Republicans more specifically have a lot of good takedowns for. Kamala is kind of there. Like, she's in a very sweet spot where it's not like crooked Hillary. That's why Hillary can't run again. Like, the narrative is cemented of her being a crooked, shitty politician. Like, she laid it all on the line. She lost when everybody thought she was going to win. Not a chance. No. Oh, 6 Tanuki 9, $2. Give some insight on what happens if Trump wins. I don't think it will be as, you know, I've heard a lot of people speculating and being very doomer about it, which, here's the thing. The doomerism happens literally every presidential election on both sides. On both sides. I have been, when I was a teenager, it's hard to like say I was really super deep into the ideology, but when I was a teenager, I identified as heavily conservative. Entirely different like demographic than I am now, obviously. I was also very stupid and young, which, you know, changes things when you get older. But like when I was that age, I heard the same shit about people. Oh, if Obama gets elected, for a second term, I'm moving. Exact same thing happened with Trump. Nobody ever moves, right? But it will be devastating for a lot of people on the margins, much like it was in ways that people, I guess, have forgotten, because of the nascent white nationalist movements that are rising up, being emboldened across the country. Like even outlets that are seen as more traditionally conservative compared to like Groypers or Nick Fuentes, people like Daily Wire. Matt Walsh gets closer to saying like the 14 words every fucking day. Like that is how close the whole video that started my channel was talking about how close radical ideology is to mainstream conservatism. That was what the hate church video was really looking at, right? And the real danger of a Trump, I was talking about this a little bit earlier, but the real danger of the next Trump presidency would be cementing those right-wing fascist ideals in a permanent way in the American state, in a way that would be inextricably tied to the system of government, to the legislative and executive branches. Like, in ways that would allow Trump, if he wanted to, probably, or his more likely than not his handlers, to just like name successors to usurp the judicial process even more than they wanted to and tried to. Like the possibilities for that eventuality are dire. Like they are dire on their face because of things like, the broad measures to effectively outlaw being trans in public, to basically depict every trans person as a piece of pornography, to outlaw pornography, stuff like that. That's dire. The mass deportation of like 13 million people, that's bad. Like there's no argument from me. The truly deep parts of what Trump wants to do, that I think nobody really talks about them because they're not as easy to sell, right? It's easier to say Trump wants to do this, here's why it's bad, when it's bad on its face, like, redefining man and woman at a federal level, shit like that. It's harder to sit down somebody and say, okay, no, here's what they want to do with executive legal theory, and here's what they want to do with the interpretive theory that Ronald Reagan came up with, and here's what they want to do with removing oversight of the president by places like the FBI and the CIA, and instead putting them under the president, under his purview, directly under the purview. Or things like keeping tabs on women who seek abortions in sanctuary states so that when they make abortion illegal at federal level, they can charge them with murder. Like, the things that take a little bit more to explain are the truly depraved and deep issues. That, like, it's not a matter of, like, and again, most of it probably doesn't even come from Trump, right? Like, he is a front man. He's a showpiece for people like Stephen Miller, for people like Jared Kushner and Steve Bannon and all of his friends and handlers and the people at the Heritage Foundation and Young America First, all that shit, right? But this election is more than, thankfully now it's more than just Joe versus Trump, because I think for a lot of people, when they're like, oh, I'm not voting for Biden, is that they have in their mind, okay, 4 more years of Trump will show them. It's like, no. Y'all don't get it. They want to, like, try people for treason. Like, not just a couple people. Not just Trump. Right? Like, imagine if Biden took office and he tried not just Trump, but Pence and Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and anybody who sided with Trump for treason. Like, that's what they want to do. Now, will legal theory prevail? Would they be able to do that, hypothetically? It's hard to say. You would like to think we have, like, checks and balances to prevent that kind of autocratic takeover. But at the same time, the Supreme Court has a conservative majority. people owe, on the Supreme Court, people owe Trump lifetime appointments and jobs. So, like, people shouldn't be asking themselves if they're debating, like, oh, do I vote for Biden or Trump? Which, again, it's no longer Biden, thank God. But you shouldn't be asking yourself, like, do I want Biden or Trump? It's more like, are you going to take the risk that in 4 years, the crime president, in an effort to do more crimes and evade the crimes he's being charged with, will not structurally change the base of American politics in a way that, again, like, this is another thing that will affect everybody. Like, if you are of any minority group, down outside of a straight white man that appears completely normal, it will affect you at a sociological level. Like, you will feel it. Kroge, thank you for following. Rienzo Renji, thank you for following. Hirumo Family Master, thank you for following. And Hammock, thank you for the 5 biddies. Don't forget Christian. Yeah, Christian is another one. We should absolutely still fight to make it better here, but anyone who can leave should. But I do note that the most vulnerable are the least likely to be able to leave. Yeah, like there is something. There's something intrinsically privileged about being able to say, like, not saying, oh, I want to leave, because, like, fuck it, who wouldn't want to live in a nicer place? But being able to just pick up your shit and leave. It's like, okay, are you going to bring everybody with you? No. Then you are, like, I consider that a form of abandonment. Like, sorry. If you pick up and leave and move to fucking Iceland or Scandinavia or wherever you want to go, guess what? There's still going to be, like, that doesn't change the fact that there are going to be people suffering with those issues back here. And they have one less person to turn to. Like, that's on anybody else. That's somebody, I would not begrudge somebody's personal choice, but that's just the way I see it. Kimberly C., I'm very conflicted. I legitimately like the United States, and I've wanted nothing more than to be a scientist, and now I'm scared that I need to abandon that. Don't be scared that you need to abandon that. No, see, that's why this is a good thing. Is that this is the first time. Two things, okay? Because about a week ago is when Trump got shot. And I was doomerish myself on here. I don't blame myself. Because the way American politics works, I thought, fuck, he just won the election. At the time. Everybody did. So many leftists, so many people were saying that. I'll be right back, by the way. I have to go take care of something. I'll be right back. Do not let me forget, chat, when I come back, to keep talking about Trump getting shot. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, chat. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Trump shooting. Okay, so when Trump shooting happens, everybody on the left, like that was a doomer day. That was rough because we had just come off of bad marks for Biden. And going into the RNC, where we all watched this together, we all watched, obviously never support with wholeheartedness, Mr. FBI. We all watched just this craven masturbatory celebration of Trump over several days, right? I watched part of the first day. I watched the last day. I did not have the stomach for the rest of it. But here's the thing. After the shooting, when polls started coming out, there wasn't a bump. Not as big of a one as everybody thought. Because the only people who really bought it were Trump's base. They were already in the bag. And the RNC broadly, I think for a lot of people, is not going to help either. Like seeing washed up has-beens like Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock out there saying, oh, he's a great guy. I don't think it worked the magic they thought it would. Like there's still that level of cultishness around Trump that I think is off-putting to a lot of people, and I don't think the gunshot did enough, not nearly enough, to like push and make a case that he's like a strong or great candidate at all. Just that he got lucky once. Like Snail Farmer, thank you very much for subbing with Prime. Thank you, Nightmare Taco, for cheering 100 biddies. Game over, man. Game over. I think... I fucking hope you're right, but this country has proven me wrong so many times. Yeah. Like, I could be. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. But when people ask, like, is there a chance of Kamala winning? Not only is there a chance of Kamala winning, I think there's a chance that she fucking destroys Trump. Biden, way too close to call. Like, the dude was walking around barely able to form coherent sentences. He's just like, he shambles. Like, he doesn't even walk. He shambles. He's too old. This is not an ageist thing. It is a simple fact. Like, the man is too old for the stress that the job puts on the human body. And it's a lot of stress. Kamala, at least, I think, is able to have an air of competency about her. I team Harris Beshear. We're going to read about Beshear really quick. Macho Man Randy Savage. John Cena, Dave Bautista, and Rhea Ripley are where it's at, I guess. True. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go give my dog a treat. My dog sits here and lady is just like, Maza, it is time for a treat. Yeah, like that's the thing, is that Kamala is more likely to win than Biden. And I think that is what you need to get the edge over Trump. Yeah, no way Trump will want to debate now. I honestly think he has too much, I think he has too much pride to turn it down. Mindful Flare, it does feel like this just breathed new life into the election. I imagine a lot more people are invested too and watching. Yeah. Like that was the thing. That's what I was talking about. Like it felt like so many people had just noped out and Doomered out of the election. I think this is the game move to get people back on board. 3 days of how Biden is now wasted. Yeah. I didn't even think of it that way, but Azur Kata, you're absolutely right. Like, they spent 3 days talking about why Trump is better than Biden. Oh, dude. I don't think that's why they did it, but I think that is a really good knock-on effect. I think that's pretty good. That's masterful gambit, sir shit. Yes, masterful gambit, sir. Best time to do this was before the RNC. The second best time to do this is now. LMAO. Vexy Wexy Poo, thank you for following. Yeah, so let's go over some of the VP picks. Casino, Julian Castro, Cory Booker, U.S. Senator from New Jersey, Pete Buttigieg. No. Buttigieg again is one of those candidates. I think the Trump campaign, or just conservatives in general, have too much shit that they can put on him, as far as like the train crashes and infrastructure breakdowns. Like, that's not his fault, but you don't want a candidate who's not like bulletproof, really. Possible swing state candidates. All right. Roy Cooper. 2016 reelected to do state term limits, and it would be free to take another role in 2025. Stacey Abrams. Josh Shapiro. Shapiro beat a Trump-backed candidate in Doug Mastriano in 2022, has bipartisan support, and like Cooper has executive experience. Let me look up Josh Shapiro, see what he's about. Josh Shapiro related to Ben Shapiro? Question mark? Google search. Josh Shapiro, awkward Thanksgiving, Ben Shapiro? Josh Shapiro. Yeah, Mastriano was I remember that fucking monster. Pritzker and Murphy. Who was the other one? Beshear? Yeah, let's look up approval rating for Beshear. 58 approval rating among independents, was notable because 10% are registered independent with other political parties and could not vote in the May primary. That's not bad. Most popular Democratic governor in the United States. Huh. Why is Beshear so popular? And Kentucky, that's that good Rust Belt appeal for sure. Steady leadership during the coronavirus pandemic and later in his tenure during a series of natural catastrophes, deadly tornado, historic flooding, and ice storms. That's a fucking... Allows his party to maintain one of its most surprising footholds in the South. That, like, dude, that's... Again, when I was just talking about, you don't want somebody who just has name recognition like Buttigieg. You want somebody who's fucking bulletproof. This guy? Just reading this? Dog. Like, this is what you need on paper. Not making any predictors. This is what you want on a ticket to get those swing Republicans. The swing Republicans who would pick Trump over Biden, but don't like and necessarily want to vote for Trump. You want somebody who knows how to speak to people from red states, who has worked with them at their level, and who is broadly popular with them. Yeah, let me look up... Support for parental rights to counter the drumbeat of GOP criticism. Democratic governor pushes back against transgender related attacks by GOP in Kentucky campaign. K-Hive, this might be the one. Democrat seeking a second term, which he won, that could test political potency of Republican messaging on trans issues, said in an interview that he has always opposed gender reassignment surgery for children, as most people do, as every major pro-trans medical organization does. This is not a contentious topic. My position on this has always been clear. I've never supported gender reassignment surgery for minors, and they don't happen in Kentucky. In a direct response to what he says is patently false Republican narrative that suggests he supports such surgeries, because Republicans don't understand the difference between gender-affirming care and reassignment surgeries, because those are very different things. All right, GOP attacks, blah, 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 Bluegrass State. Looking into the camera, Beshear invokes his Christian faith and support for parental rights to counter the drumbeat of GOP criticism he's faced in the months since he vetoed a sweeping transgender bill that included a ban on gender-affirming care for young trans people. The veto was overridden by the GOP-dominated legislature. My faith guides me as a governor and as a dad. I'm a deacon in my church, and I believe that all children are children of God. Fucking, oh, this guy's based. I'm saying it. Yeah, no, Sylveon EXE, like, you can say you're opposed to surgery for minors because it doesn't fucking happen. It's not a thing. People get that confused. Some might say intentionally. They intentionally use that confusion to obfuscate the fact that they just don't want any trans care for any kids. Because, like, the thing is, personally, I only met one minor who had surgery, but they were 17, so close to 18 anyway. Yeah, like, here's the thing. If it truly happens in cases of extreme dysphoria, it doesn't happen under the age of 17. It doesn't. The youngest cases are 17 or 18. However, because social transition starts much earlier than that, hormone blockers can start much earlier than that, that gets conflated by conservatives as, oh, kids are being mutilated at the ages of like 11 or 12. And it's like, no. Nobody's doing that. But also, nobody seems to know enough to correct that, like, public fallacy. So it just gets balled up and, regurgitated fucking all over the place. And you can't dissuade anybody from it. Yeah, Kitsu Scholar MC. I won't be able to look at it on stream. But if you want to send it to me on X, I'll definitely want to see it. Just because I don't trust X anymore. Not after the femboy hole incident. Can't trust X. All right, I kind of like this Beshear guy. State's governor is Andy Beshear, Democrat elected in 2019 who won a second term, defeated the state's 37-year-old Republican attorney general, allowing Democrats to maintain one of their most surprising footholds in Southern politics. Thank you, Roxas the Fox, for resubscribing for 2 months with all the goat emotes. Did I just call it X? That's what they said. Kitsu Scholar, that's why I said it. Reddit posts about the shit where a dude linked a post about a study of double mastectomies in children and asked, how do you know this is gender reassignment surgery? Yeah, it wasn't just removing breast cancer. It says in the title, you just won't believe anything that fits your narrative. Great. I mean, like, that's the thing, is there are so many reasons for mastectomies. Like, cancer, I imagine, is pretty rare for minors. I mean, cancer is pretty rare for minor, and I imagine breast cancer even more so. But, like, I knew girls in high school who needed breast reduction. Like, not only are there certain glandular conditions that cause boobs to grow super big, but, like, sometimes it literally, to the point where your skeleton in your body is still forming, it puts so much weight on it that is going to give you back problems for the rest of your life if it's not taken care of. Like, there are medical reasons for those things to happen. Yeah, gynecomastia, that's another thing. Excuse me, what? Reputation is gone. I know, sorry, I said, I didn't dead name Twitter, I'm sorry. You talking about Gretchen Whitmer? All right. Republican Governor Matt Bevin was widely disliked even by many in his own party. Beshear earned praise for his steady leadership during the coronavirus pandemic and later in his tenure during a series of natural catastrophes, deadly tornadoes, historic flooding, and ice storms. The crises have made the governor a near constant presence on local news in the state where allies and opponents alike usually refer to him by his first name. God damn. That's like, that's good shit. Like for a VP, that's good shit. And he's got the white straight dude contingent and the evangelical Christian contingent. Like he openly talks about his faith and talks about how his policies are guided by it in terms of being like progressive and welcoming to trans people. Like that, fucking huge. When you have, again, a contingent of people who are, I don't believe for a second Trump believes the Bible or anything, but people trying to use him to push Christian fascism, and you have somebody using Christianity to fight fire with fire on that ideological progressive front, I'm sorry. He's got the Riz. Yeah, no, hey, here's the thing. I don't trust the fucking Democrats. Like, I don't. I would hope somebody would have the wherewithal to pick a candidate as good as this. Cause like he checks literally every fucking box. Like every box. White, evangelical, rural, Rust Belt, comes from a red state that he's broadly popular in, has presided over multiple natural disasters, which he's been praised for, and has plenty of public time speaking. Like, dog. Popular with teachers? Like, fuck, maybe just elect this dude. Shit. Like, let's go. Yeah, it's like pink thing exactly. Like, not a sweep, but like, dude's got some shit going on. All right, let's go. I do want to see what's up with Josh Shapiro. Popular governor, another popular governor. Don't like his smile. Too much teeth. Not a fan. Mark number 1. Social media game is on point. I've gotten Josh Shapiro TikToks and Instagram reels and stories from students. That unfortunately goes a long way, and especially towards people. Harris isn't locked in. The DNC chair promises transparent and orderly process to select new nominees after Biden drops 2024 bid. It's going to be Harris, I think. Here's the problem, and I've talked about this before because people are asking, like, okay, well, why do you think Harris? A lot of it, the optics come down to name recognition, and we are running essentially half a campaign from this point. Like, the entire Democratic national establishment has been behind Biden up till now, and we have, what, 6 months? No, we have less than 6 months. August, September, October, November. Like, we have, like, 4.5 months. 4 months-ish. 5 months. Whatever. Kamala has that name recognition to hit the ground running. Like, that is what I think. I would love to be proven wrong. If you could get somebody like Beshear, like, who I had never heard of before a couple days ago, because I don't pay attention to, like, governors and stuff that much. But did Biden officially endorse Harris? 94 days until the election. Yeah, so fuck it, like 3 months, if that. I feel like picking somebody first off, it's up to the delegates, right? Like, that's whoever the delegates pick, like that's where it goes. But I feel like jumping from Joe to another candidate, presumably Harris, because that's the, like, she's the one who's been in all the polls, like, hey, that's the way it seems to be, the cookie seems to be crumbling. But I think going from Harris and then pivoting to another candidate, I think that might be a pivot too much for, like, mainstream mainstream Americans. No way is, oh God, if Biden ends up being the VP, what are we even doing here? Obama, Harris Obama 2024. I don't think Michelle Obama would want to run. I don't think Michelle Obama would want to run. And honestly, I feel like Trump's. I think Obama's legacy has been tarnished partly by the way that he's been depicted as like a boogeyman for 8 years, 12 years, which isn't surprising for conservatives. But I think we need something more fresh. Like that's the other part, is that the really depressing thing about going from Obama Biden to Trump to Biden to another battle between Trump and Biden, like you are talking primarily about 16 years where every major race has involved mostly the same candidates. Right? And if not them, then people like Hillary. Like there's this level of dynastic political machination behind it all that I think so many people are fucking tired of. I think that's one of the biggest things that Kamala has going for her that not a lot of people talk about, is that like she's not an unknown quantity because she's been there with Joe Biden, but she's also not a Trump, a Clinton, an Obama, a Biden. She's not somebody that you've been hearing about for fucking ever, who is now ancient. Yeah, also, that's the other thing. Yeah, Michelle Obama is not a politician. But also, if Beshear went up against J.D. Vance, fuck, it's fucking over, man. Fucking over. Like, ethered. Like, one hand, you have somebody who has actually helped Kentuckians. The other hand, you have somebody who made up a life story to shit on Appalachians. Like, and that same brand of lifestyle, the same kind of hill people and small coal mining towns that died out are also in Kentucky. Like, those are very similar demographics. And if you put J.D. Vance on a stage next to Beshear, fuck it. Fuck off. Come on. Somebody nowhere, I'm getting so tired of every new president having to spend so much of their first years undoing the previous person's stuff. I think that is almost uniquely a Trump thing, because he wants to do so much, did so much bad shit. Harris is asking me to accept the nomination. I would take it in a heartbeat. RFK is going to have a press conference soon? Ooh, okay, I want to see that. Where? Where can I get? Do you have a link or something? AP just reported it. Okay. Phoenix Dragon, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I try to have okay takes. Speaking to Trump leaks. 27th. May 8th, April 21st, April 18th. Yeah, okay, I'm not seeing anything, but yeah, keep an eye on it. If I want to see RFK Jr. if he's talking to us. So I want to go over to Josh Shapiro again. 4 kids, that's a really good sign too. People love their families. Beshear, yeah, I think I was seeing something about Beshear family. Yep, this photo. Dude. Exactly. Somebody said the joke that I saw was Nick Fuentes on Suicide Watch if Beshear gets VP pick, because Nick Fuentes was melting down over JD Vance having an Indian wife and mixed kids. POV, you're unstable. All right, back to Josh Shapiro. Sorry. Released grand jury report outlining the sexual abuse of minors by Catholic priests and steps that diocesan leaders took to cover up the crimes. Okay. This is during his tenure as Attorney General. Critiques of and recommendations for the State Department of EPA's handling of the unconventional oil and gas industry. Reach a multi-billion-dollar settlement with opioid companies for their role in the drug abuse epidemic. Okay. I see. Yeah, all the fascists are really mad at Vance, also because he's like super pro-Israel. So like, they think JD. It's so fucking funny because they'll sit there and complain about JD Vance and be like, oh, he's sent to ruin the Trump ticket, and Trump just is being used and manipulated by people around him. It's like, no, Trump is just a fucking grifting dumbass who will like try to win in whatever way he thinks is best. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't care about your little white nationalist LARP, you dipshits. Josh Shapiro as governor. Mastriano, an arch-conservative endorsed by Trump, was relentlessly critiqued by Shapiro's campaign for his hardline anti-abortion positions. In his presence at the U.S. Capitol, Shapiro raised 8 times as much campaign cash as Mastriano and won the race by a comfortable 12 points. All right, let me see. What do we got for... what's his name? Josh Shapiro. One of the nation's most effective defenders of democracy is someone the LGBTQ plus community can count on to protect and expand our rights and freedoms. Today, the Human Rights Council, the nation's largest LGBTQ plus civil rights organization, hailed the victory of HRC-endorsed Attorney General Josh Shapiro. Okay, well, what has he done? Mobilized the 3 million equality voters in Pennsylvania in support of Shapiro and other pro-equality candidates up and down the ballot. Okay, I mean, that doesn't give me a lot of detail. Top 2 candidates for Pennsylvania have extremely different views on discrimination, sex marriage, blah, blah, blah. Mastriano, remove acts of homosexuality from the Pennsylvania Crimes Code. Goddamn, Mastriano's a fucking warned of a left-wing Hitlerian pooch and that aberrant sexual behavior in the ranks, such as homosexuality, was part of an assault on the military designed to make way for a larger cultural transformational agenda. You tell somebody who has no fucking idea what they're talking about when they're like talking about how, oh, that side is Hitler, but also they're and then you go on to call to mind like Weimar Republic talking points the Nazis used, like aberrant sexual behavior. Great. Shapiro said in public statements he put his full capital behind the effort to enshrine housing, schooling, and employment protections for the LGBTQ community. Bills that would make non-discrimination against LGBTQ people illegal have frequently stalled in the GOP-controlled legislature. Quote, "We're going to get it done when I'm governor because I give a damn," Shapiro told Philly Gay News earlier this year. Shapiro's campaign spokesperson responded to questions about the Attorney General's stance on the instruction ban bill, saying by saying the legislature needs to stop, quote, wasting time and taxpayer dollars on these attempts to bully LGBTQ Pennsylvanians. Okay. Pretty based. Pretty good. I'm into it. I'm into it. All right. What was the other one? Oh, yeah. I wanted to look up. Disband the pro-Palestinian protest encampment on Thursday. That's not great. Huh. Israel has a responsibility to defeat Hamas. That's not great. All right, let me see Josh Shapiro. Oh, wait, no, I just looked up Josh Shapiro. Stunlocked me. You should repeat that. Yeah, sorry. Weimar is one of those words that I read for so long before I actually heard people say it. So it's like when people say Mario instead of Mario. It's just like it's just locked in their DNA at a certain point. ADHD Trash Can, thank you for subscribing at tier 1. Thanks to everybody who subscribed, by the way. Luke Dogwalker 42 and Gran Autismo, thank you for following. Palestinian community right now, I don't think ours. Huh. So neither of them have really said anything. Which, like, here's the thing. Why would you? Like, outside of the broad stuff, like, why would you? You're a governor. Generally, governors don't. Like, you have governor shit to worry about. And it seems like Andy Beshear actually kind of busies himself with the business of being a governor. Like, it seems like he's fucking... Like, it seems like he works hard as a politician, which is something, like, you don't get... Not saying all politicians don't work hard, but, like, dude seems to be putting in the fucking... Just a heads up, long E like Beshear. Okay, Beshear. Sorry. Yeah, Beshear sounds like okay with me. Gavin Newsom, emergency candidate to replace Biden. Vagaries of electoral college rules. Either he or Harris would likely have to move out of California, establish residency in another state to be paired on the same ticket. Why? That's weird. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. All right, let me look up J.B. Pritzker because that's another one I've heard a lot about. More voters strongly disapproved of Pritzker than strongly approved. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think this is the guy to do it. 60% of Illinoisans don't want Pritzker to run for president. Pritzker downplays Biden's poor polling. Like January 14th, Biden was polling poorly at the beginning of the year, y'all. I don't like this revisionist history that we've had in the last couple weeks from like ride or die Biden people who have been like, no, like you just got to stick with it. Like we're like, no, stop it. Silviani Hicks. I feel like nobody outside of California really knows what's going on in California. It's mythologized so much, LMAO. Yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot Kamala was from there. What do you want to bet the narrative from conservatives is going to be they DEI'd the presidential race? I mean, if Harris is the nominee, no. Like, because that just clicks. That just makes sense. I know people like Matt Walsh will be fuming. I know there will be people who will be like, oh, I can't believe they're just giving the presidential race to a diversity hire because that's how people like Matt Walsh do to begin with. But like, no, I don't think that's going to become like a main. I mean, fuck it. I don't know. It could be. What do I know? I hope that doesn't become like a main point for them. Tap Walsh. Anybody using a straight white man as a diversity hire? Yeah, to people like Matt Walsh, unironically, yeah. Bullshit land and housing market speculation, water right, farmer stuff, fires and climate. Yeah, climate change is a huge issue for California all over, honestly. All right, let me see. All right, I'm gonna take one out and go look at. Let's look at what the pundits are saying on the Everything app, Twitter. Come on. Quantum Deity. I look so cute today. I look like trash, but thank you. I look like hot garbage, but I appreciate it. All right. Kamala is trending. Michelle Obama is trending. Now Trump is trending. They want Trump to drop out. You fat chance. Oh my God, that was so loud. Prince Peggle, thank you for slapping me with a sticker. Greg Geiger, thank you for $5. That Furiosa cup is amazing, and I want it. You can probably get one on eBay. Like I'm bummed. I kind of wanted to get a second one because they usually put everything on sale at AMC, but I haven't gone in the last couple weeks. Hot garbage chic, thank you. Thank you, Chasing Gamey. Let's see what they have on Twitter. Oh yeah, Trump absolutely won't. Absolutely won't. I don't know. Let's see what's going on with the Kamala contingent. No, yeah, Makuta Roka. I've seen what fucking. God, I think Elon Musk is following Trump's lead and just doing so much shit that is illegal in plain sight in the hopes that nobody ever brings him up on charges for half of it. Like, literally admitting to starting an entire PAC to donate $45 million a month to a single candidate. You're telling me that doesn't violate any campaign finance laws? Like, you're telling me that specifically $45 million to the candidate that you specifically want to deregulate your businesses. There's not a conflict of interest there. That's purely democratic. Fuck off. God, fucking Elon. Kamala hitting send tweet. Imagine President Kamala Harris. All right, let me see. I want to see what their menu of potential VPs say. Okay, I thought I was gonna be serious, but that's also pretty good. Also pretty good. Bo Jiden. Revenge. Hillary after 3 bottles of wine. Young people who have adopted coconut tree as a verbal twitch. Yeah, that was pretty good. Also, I forgot to mention, people on YouTube, I added a couple new emotes now that I've unlocked a couple. I am going to be, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be revamping all of my stream assets. All of the branding, really, for everything. So I'll be getting a new banner for Twitch, new banners for YouTube, new stream assets, new Patreon banners at the end. Just a lot of stuff there. So keep that in mind, and I hope y'all look forward to that. That's where everybody's donations are going for a little bit. Well, no. Prince Bagel, if you have stuff you want to send me, like if you want to send me your portfolio, I have a couple artists I'm gonna tap, but here's the thing, I really, really, really do not want to ask publicly for commissions on Twitter anymore. Because I did it once last year, and I am still getting random bot accounts saying, "Oh, what would you like me to draw?" Fucking hate it. So yeah, if you have a portfolio or something, hit me up on Twitter. Just like send it to my DMs are open. Yeah, just Twitter. Twitter works. What would you like me to draw? Yeah, if anybody has like commissions open, I'm it'll be small stuff because I do a lot of like the actual, like the same way I do all of my thumbnails by myself, I do actual layouts and stuff on my own. So a lot of it I can do fine, but it'll be small art assets like new versions of Lamb Chop. If you are able to do like 1 to 5 frame animations, that would be super sick. Kind of like the bongo goat we have on screen right now. I'd like to get a couple more specialized ones. But yeah, if anybody has anything, hit me up on Twitter or the email address if you're over on YouTube, the dead domain, THE dead domain at gmail.com. Or Twitch whispers, but in fairness, I don't check Twitch whispers as much as I should. All right. From Bo Jiden. Fellow Democrats, I've decided not to accept the nomination to focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Best decision. Today I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Yeah, Matt Walsh. You served for 4 years, but you can take solace in the fact you made an enormous impact. Impact was totally disastrous, but it was enormous. Sure. Screw the 14 million primary voters who cast their ballots for you, am I right? I'm so fucking tired of seeing that AI edited video. Oh yeah, no. Matt Walsh going to be pissed. Discord, you have to go to Patreon to do the Discord link. I believe it is with the $3 a month, $1 a month tier. I don't remember which one I put it as. But Nightmare Taco, you've done enough. You've donated enough. If you want to join the Discord, DM me on Twitter and just let me know it's Nightmare Taco. And I'll send you a personal invite. Yeah, 100% oxygen. It's the $3 a month tier. Don't have Twitter? All right, email me at thedeaddomain@gmail.com. And I will try and remember it. But just specify that you are Nightmare Taco, so I know who I'm sending. And my Discord, not gonna lie, Discord's kind of sweet. Like, the Discord is nice. It's always busy. I am constantly surprised by how busy it is. Nerd with a suit, I'm down for joining that Discord too. I will send you an invite, but nobody else. Because I do need people to join Patreon still. And they were blaming the DEI person. Yep, the woman in charge of the Secret Service. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure we're going to hear some DEI stupid bullshit. All right, I think that's pretty much it. What did Hassan do? Why is Hassan streaming? Patreon link, if you're on YouTube, it should be there. Otherwise, just look up Dead Domain Patreon. It should be right there. Oh, man. I'm just like... This weekend was up and down because going into the weekend, I heard people saying that, like, oh, Biden might drop out as soon as Sunday. And then it came out, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that, like, no, Biden's planning on sticking in the race. Everybody's saying, close to him is saying that he's planning on sticking it out. And I'm like, why? And then this has really, truly, deeply, like, just revitalized me. Nadia Yvette Chambers, thank you for supering $10. Kamala's odds are higher, but not by much. Christo-fascists still have high odds of mass imprisoning LGBT, especially trans people, and same-day revoking all trans passports, 20th of January. Stay ready to flee. I don't want to be quite that doomer about it. I think Kamala's odds go up the more... Like, I think with somebody like Beshear, they grow up dramatically. Dramatically. And again, like, I think we need that new blood. I think somebody for VP, like, you want name recognition on the main ticket, but somebody for VP, you want somebody who is still, like, relatively unknown. And that it, like, just reading through his resume, like, I can't think of somebody who would be better equipped. Like, he is in the perfect place to appeal, to do that reach across the aisle thing that everybody wants to do. And I'm feeling like... I'm feeling it, y'all. I'm feeling it. Yeah, wow. I didn't think they were going to do it. I was resigning myself to Trump, but it feels like there's still a little bit of fight left in this horse. And especially after Trump's rancid performance at the RNC, after a negligible bump that's going to, like, just go away after the assassination attempt, which was super surprising. Biden actually listening to people and stepping down. I feel a change in the wind. I'm feeling... I mean, Kitsu Scholar, not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, like, this fight is not over. Is what I want to say. It's not... This is not a matter of, like... Oh, okay, so we're safe now. It's like, no. There's still a lot of groundwork to do. There's still such a long road ahead. But this fight, not over by a long shot. Of course, Nightmare Taco, thank you so much for all the support. I am going to... Yeah, as a leftist, getting a rare W feels so good. Yeah. Yeah. Nightmare Taco, Obama praises Biden for stepping aside, but stops short of endorsing Harris as the Democratic nominee for president. Yeah, I could see why. Okay. Who do we want to... We have a number of great trans creators that we can go support right now. We can go watch Radical Reb, who is a wonderful, I believe, Swedish streamer, who is going to be joining me. Actually, so let me say, next week, for everybody who's here, Next week on Twitter and YouTube, on Wednesday, starting at 12 p.m. PST, I will be doing a mutual aid stream where I've picked out 5. One of them from my community, 4 of them just people who need help. I have picked out 5 GoFundMes that we are going to focus on, and I will be streaming until they're finished. It's around $15,000 to cover all of them. And I will be taking one at a time for people. They are primarily people of color or trans people who need help with immediate housing or medical bills. Nightmare Talker, you don't need to donate at all. I'm going to be streaming. Just people can give what they want, what they can, and I will be streaming. I don't know how long it's going to go. I kind of aimed a little higher than I probably should have for a first time doing this. Because it could go. It's very likely going to go more than a day. If I'm being honest. Is this something that needs to be pre-made? No. I'm doing this. It's going to be like a regular stream, except it's just going to go probably more than 24 hours. And I have a number of people who have already agreed to hop on the stream as guests to just come and hang out. So it'll be a very chill stream. I'm not really planning it out or structuring it because that always gets murky with people's schedules. But just some of the people I do have who have agreed to come on it. Radical Reb, who I was just talking about, is one of the people who's coming on. Bugs Matrix and Mia Moore of trans Twitter fame, if y'all know them. Jesse Gender said that they wanted to come on, and I think Hoots. I haven't heard back from Kaylin yet, but I know Hoots does want to. So, oh yeah, Carnali, like something that needs to be pre-made. Put together, like look into GoFundMe, because if it goes well, best case scenario, if it goes well and it doesn't take like 3 days, I think 3 days will be my cutoff. Because at that point I have to like take a week to recover. But if it doesn't take that long, like if it just takes 24 hours and we can get like some people who really need it, the money and help they need to like change some lives, I might try and do it once a month or once every other month. We will see, because that is a big. It's big. Like that's a lot. But yeah, I would say look into it for sure. Like, because it can't hurt to just have a GoFundMe there if somebody wants to donate. Monkish Life, thank you. Love it. I'll try to come in support. Thank you for giving voices to marginalized communities. Of course, I try. Roman Omen, thank you for $4.99. What's going on, Big Sexy? The old fart is out, but I don't know if that's smelling better yet. People are more convinced of Trump. They don't know all of you. I think somebody, we've been talking about it for a few hours now, but I think fresh air is just what people need. So yeah, keep an eye out. Next Wednesday is when it's starting, and like I said, I got a bunch of guests and stuff and people I've asked to come on. And I'll be playing a bunch of games mostly. I'm thinking if you have any videos you want me to watch, I'll watch those, but I'll mostly be playing games. Like I'm going to be playing just kind of stuff that'll be easy to put on in the background while chatting. So like I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 and Death Stranding recently. Maybe some Control. I've been playing Alan Wake 2 again. So like maybe some stuff like that. But yeah. And thank you all. We're going to go raid Braddy's stream. Go say hi for me. Go, you know what? Here's the thing. The raid is going to be so big, it's going to freak them out. So go laugh at them for me if they start messing up in their game. But go like and share and subscribe, because they put in so much work into their content, and they are a very nice up and coming streamer and need all the support they can get, and support other trans creators. Go watch the video on the channel, and I will thank you. All right, thank you all, and have a great rest of your day. Let me make sure that worked.